7 kings of the Dwarves, 7 houses they founded. Durin was first and the eldest, and his mansion of Khazad-dûm was the greatest. But mighty kings were also of the cities of Belegost and Nogrod in the Blue Mountains. In ancient days, the elven realm of Beleriand lay west of the mountains, and the dwarves learned much from the elves there, though they were not always friends, and grew masterful in craft, especially jewelsmithing. In return, the elves learned much from them about smithcraft. In art, the dwarves were never outmatched at, even by the Noldor. The helm of Haldor, worn by Turin himself, was crafted by one Tolkar, smith of Nogrod. Then, alas, the world was shattered. The sea drowned Beleriand, and upheavals of the earth brought ruin to the twin cities. Some of the folk of Belegost and Nogrod remained in the Blue Mountains, where their descendants still dwell, but many more fled to the safety of Moria. There they dwelt, but kept a little apart from the Dwarves of Durin's line. The Dwarves of Belegost and Nogrod had their own customs, their own noble lines, and though their treasure hoards were gone, they were forced to labor as common smiths. They still held themselves the equal of any Longbeard. Today, many thousands of years since the days of Beleriand, few outsiders can tell the difference between a dwarf of Durin's folk and those of Belegost and Nogrod. There has been so much intermarriage between the clans that once distinctive traits like fury, red beards, or especially broad shoulders are no longer unique to one clan over the other. Only scholars who delve into the dwarven genealogies can say which folk a dwarf belongs to, but these divisions remain vitally important to the dwarves. And those who are not of Durin's folk said also, Khazad-dûm was not our father's house. What is it to us, unless a hope of treasure? Like the dwarves of Durin's folk, dwarves of Nogrod and Belegost share the same cultural blessing, redoubtable. A player playing a dwarf of Nogrod and Belegost halves their load rating of any armor they wear, rounding up, including helms, but not shields. Petty dwarves. Like other dwarves, the dwarves of Nogrod and Belegost cannot use great bows and great spears or great shields. In addition, however, it is said that they love none but themselves. A player playing a dwarf of Belegost and Nogrod can only choose another dwarf as a fellowship focus within the company. The treasure trove of Erebor belongs to Durin's folk. Many of the dwarves of Nogrod and Belegost can only envy their cousin's good fortune. Therefore, a dwarf of Nogrod and Belegost starts with a common standard of living. Dwarves of Belegost, like their kins of Durin's folk, make for great combatants and can take many blows, and can withstand the dread and shadow as well as any other. Owing to their heritage, dwarves of Nogrod and Belegost make great smithcrafters, and can also spot, equally as well as the dwarves of Durin's folk, lines of mithril, silver, and gold within rock, and make for great delvers and explorers into the deeps. Like most dwarves, they prefer axes and swords over anything else when in combat. Cunning, fierce, proud, rustic, secretive, stern, wary, and willful are all words to describe a dwarf of Nogrod and Belegost if you meet him. As all dwarves, the dwarves of Nogrod and Belegost speak the common tongue and jealously preserve a knowledge of their own strange language. After the destruction of their ancestral cities, they started adopting names and tradition of the dwarves of Durin's line. The dwarves of Nogrod and Belegost can choose their virtues from among those of the dwarves of Durin's folk, replacing broken spells and Durin's way with the following cultural virtues. Ancient fire. Whether it is due to the mastery of their creator or to a simple accustoming to the heat of the forge, it is known that the dwarves withstand elements more heartily than others. If a player character chooses this as one of their cultural virtues, raise their maximum endurance rating by 1 point. Any endurance lost from extreme cold, fire, and poison you suffer is reduced by 1 level. For example, grievous to severe, severe to moderate, and moderate to none. Telkar's secrets. Telkar, one of the greatest smiths of your folk, wrought the blade that was broken in the depths of time. As much as you can only hope to match his skill, many of his secrets have been revealed to you. During your next Yule, you may either add a single enchanted reward of dwarven craftsmanship to a mail armor or close combat weapon of your choice, or create a marvelous artifact, again, of your choice. This is an overview of the heroic culture Dwarves of Nogrod and Belegost, from the Moria through the Doors of Durin supplement. This is the last of the official heroic cultures that are offered currently for the One Ring Roleplaying Game. If you like this video and the others that I have created, please like it, share it, comment on it, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And hit that bell icon to be aware of the next time another video drops on the channel. I'm Ryan of the North. Thank you for watching.